So we're speaking about Landon. It has a James Wright quote. I was wondering, does usually your titles align with your epigraphs? Did he write a poem called Landon or something to that effect?
No, Landon is the fourth of my name plays. The first one was Janie Fitz, then there was May Dean, then there was Theodore, and then now there's Landon. And it's just the quote just seemed apt. Let me see if I can even
It
bring.
sort of begins like a. It reminded me of Trilogy: The Weeping Meadow and how it began. Very mysterious uh, opening with just a voice that says, "I should have known it all along from his eyes,"
Yeah.
and then it slips into this William Wordsworth poem, the prelude of the growth of the poet's mind, autobiographical poem.
Yeah, and this is again something that is different from any other play. Is that I start and end with the prelude by Wordsworth, and I think it really captures the sense because, as I mentioned earlier when we were speaking, this play Landon, it's a name play, which is the fourth one of that series, but they're only a series in the sense that the titles are the names of the characters, the main characters. And in this play, it was the real name of a baby that my mother, back around the turn of the century, babysat when we lived in Minnesota, and she was in her apartment. There was a family down the hall, and they had a baby, and so they would babysit her. And I didn't really even know much about it for the first 6 months or so because I let my mom do her thing, and then I found out that she was a babysitter for this couple, and she really liked the baby, and I think the baby Landon reminded her of me when I was a baby because my mother couldn't have any biological children of her own. She had like I guess you would call it a puerile. Uh, was it a cervix? I don't recall. She couldn't. She only got pregnant once in the first 20 some years of her marriage, and the baby was stillborn, and that's why I was adopted. And then a few years later, my sister was adopted, and so she was babysitting this baby named Landon. When my mom died, the letter that I quote is actually the letter word for what I sent to the woman who was the mother of Landon, and that's I thought well let me write a play about this baby, and the way to get him into this is not to write about him as I could have gone and written the play and base it on my mother and whatever she might have felt for the baby. But I thought it would be more interesting to, like I've done with many things, is take someone from my past, zoom them up to the present or their future, and see what the difference is. I mean, just like with the previous one, the Jenny Lucas character, I decided to look up the real Jenny Lucas, the real version of the Jenny Lucas, and oh, she's average.